I just saw the trailer for this new documentary, Dark Girls. I saw it on Twitter. Someone had tweeted about it, so I tried to look it up to see what it was talking about. the The quality of the documentary is very good. The subject matter, though, I think it's so passe. I mean, how many times has this been discussed? How many times has this been produced? How many times have we argued over light skin versus dark skin? We're beating a dead horse. This video will not change anything. It won't change how we view ourselves. It won't change how women view themselves. It won't change how men view women. The reason is because we don't want to change, quite frankly. And we don't want to change because we don't want to take the time to look back into history to correct some things that have been wrong. And since we're lazy or since we're apathetic about our past, our future won't change at all. I was listening to some of the things people have said about what is beautiful and what is acceptable. And as long as those images are recreated and those seeds are planted within the minds of people, that will continue to be recreated. A documentary like this is only going to, I think that this documentary will only affirm those people who believe that dark skinned women are less prettier than light skinned women, and it's gonna validate them somehow. I used to be a teacher. I taught third grade, and it's crazy that you see this light versus dark so young in children. I remember each person had to pick a celebrity to pretend to be that day, and you have all these girls who are my color, you know what I'm saying, dark like me, and they are jumping up. I'm Beyonce, I'm Sierra, I'm Alicia Keys, I'm Ashanti. You didn't hear anyone say, I'm Chrisette Michelle, or you didn't hear anyone say I'm India Arie or I'm Lauren Hill. And just from little subtleties like that, that if you were to just sit back and watch the things that it's taught from somewhere, and the only way things like these are going to change is if it's changed in the homes. It's up to parents to reinforce what children believe about themselves and about the world around them. And that's one reason why I say this documentary isn't going to change, because the people who portray this stigma or this belief are not going to go see this movie. The people who suffer from it, or the people who agree with it, or the people who are supporters of this movement will go and see it. So, in essence, this film will be preaching to the choir. Um, it's sad. It's so sad, but image-wise, we hate ourselves, and it's a very worldwide consensual view. The movie for colored girls who consider suicide when Rainbows Enough that just came out by Tyler Perry, it gave black women and some men who saw it, who went to go see it, or felt like there was some type of solidarity. It gave all black women something, saying, "Oh, if we're colored, no matter if you're Puerto Rican, Cuban, Brazilian, Mexican, if you're African American, if you're African Aborigine, if you are brown or dark, or you are colored, we are one." And then you have this documentary, Dark Skin, the dark girls, that comes along and just takes one part of those colored girls and isolate it, so that solidarity that for colored girls may have brought to black women or brown women or yellow women, however you want to classify yourself. Because black people, we call ourselves everything. I'm dark, I'm brown, I'm yellow, I'm red, I'm cream, or however you dark. And you just take dark skinned girls, women, and you put them in a box like they're not a part of the colored girl spectrum anymore. And I don't know. I don't think this movie's gonna change anything. It's up to parents to reinforce what their children believe about themselves and the world around them. So if who are parents who are reseeding these images, by reseeding I mean planting into their children by their actions, whether it's subtle or whether it's purposely, then it's never gonna change. So I mean, it's a harsh subject. It's something that everyone should be aware of. Prime example, like me, y'all can see, I got black hair. It's all fluffy, light and curly up there. And I remember when I graduated college and I was going away to work. I was working for a state office, and this old lady, she said, "So when you gonna cut your hair?" I said, "I'm not." And she said, "Oh, they ain't letting you go up in no state office looking like that." I said, "Looking like what?" And she said, "With all that," she said, "mess or something on your head." And I'm looking like, I'm like, "Are you serious?" I said, "Lady, this is not 1955." I said, "The world is changing." She said, "You'll soon find that the world ain't that much change." And now that I'm at another job, right, I was packing up someone who I really didn't know. Me and him had just met, and we were talking about our jobs. So he was like, "So what are you gonna wear to work every day? A suit and tie?" I said, "I mean, I'll be casual, button down, khakis or slacks, maybe not a tie. It's summertime." And he said, "So when you getting a haircut?" I said, "I'm not." What is with this? What is with this? When are you getting a haircut thing? These people need to die. Well, I said that to say that they were both black people who said it. A white person has yet to say something about my hair. Well, I take it back. One white guy, it was a long, long time ago, he said something about my hair. And after I explained to him that his hair was longer than mine, he didn't have anything else to say. Like white, everyone knows our hair grows up. Every other race, just about their hair grows down. So you will see your regular white guy in a suit or your regular Asian guy in a suit. You know, their hair is longer than ours, but it's combed down. That's the only difference. So most people who ever say anything, I always say, your hair is longer than mine. What are you talking about? Like you should get a haircut, and that pretty much shuts everybody up. But out of all my life, only one white person has ever said something about my hair. Y'all see it, it's all fluffy, I'm saying, it's airy. But I think maybe 3 or 4 times a week a black person says you need to cut that off. Why? Because we hate ourselves. And I don't mean that lightly, and I don't mean it anything black. Black people hate anything natural, anything that reminds them that we are different, or anything that reminds them that we are unique. The things that are unique and different about us, there is this conscious objective within inside mostly all black people to hate. And the two most things that make us unique and different from every other person, every other race, is skin. Okay, that's why we hate dark skin, and hair. And that's why anybody who has black hair, or anybody whose hair is how it should be growing up and curly instead of all this straight and stuff and having other people's hair in your head, and I don't even want to get into that. We hate it. Of course, we all know where it comes from. We all know where it started. There's no need to even mention it. But where does it stop? When do we end it? When do we say enough is enough? When do we realize that systematically we hate ourselves? When do we realize that though we are different, though some of us, though we're all African, we're all African. I hate people say, "I'm not African." Dummy, where the hell do you think you came from? But when you realize that Haitians, Jamaicans, the Browns of Cuba and Puerto Rico, the African Americans of America, the Browns of Mexico, the Aborigines, we're all the same. We're Africans. I mean, every other race sees us as all the same, no matter what country we hail from. It's time that we see ourselves the same way. We are all the same. We need some solidarity. And I don't think that a film like Dark Girls is really going to bring that. I think each person needs to ask themselves, where does it end? When are we just us? Why do we have to be more? Why do we have to be separated? Why do we have to be different? When are we just us? Solidarity. One of my favorite movie scenes is in The Women of Brewster Place. It's a novel by Gloria Naylor, but it was made into a movie by Oprah in 1988. It stars Oprah, Robin Givens, Cicely Tyson, Jackie Harry, and a few others. Lynetta McKee, all-star cast, and Cicely Tyson and her daughter Robin Givens are having an argument about what it means to be black. And Cicely Tyson, she really puts the girl Melanie, that was Robin Givens' character, into a place where she says, black isn't. What did she say? I can't remember. What did she say? She said, black isn't beautiful. It isn't ugly. It isn't straight hair or kinky hair. It is, and she just starts going on everything that we've said. This is black. That's black. That's black. She said, black is none of those things. It isn't rich. It isn't poor. She said, black is just black, meaning solidarity. We are all the same. So if you all, I think it's on YouTube, The Women of Brewster Place, or you can just read the book. I'm sure it's in the book. But yeah, y'all, black is just black. solidarity.